Well, very good first half. I thought we did a lot of good things. The second half wasn't as good, but I tell you, Kevin, if you watch that team, they weren't as good as us. They weren't as big as us. We hurt them in some areas, but as far as moving the ball and moving bodies, even the officials said something. My assistants all said, man. So we had our work cut out for getting around screens and things that those freshmen weren't ready for, and a couple of them got lost, to say the least. So I was disappointed in that a little bit. I was disappointed in our free throw shooting, and we've been shooting the daylights out of it. AJ's been 90% every day, and he missed them. Now Coop, he has a tendency to shack it, so we'll have to wear. Sorry, Shaq, if that gets public. I don't want to insult the guy because I love him, but he played his tail off. I mean, he played as good as anybody played. And yet, when you go 1 for 4 or 5 from the free throw line, it's not acceptable. But the real thing that bothered me was the rebounding. I mean, they had 17 offensive rebounds, so they got 68 shots. We did not rebound very well. I was disappointed. Malik rebounded the ball. I was disappointed. Coop rebounded. Monty didn't rebound. He had 6, but it's good. But our wings did not rebound very well. Jaden was sneaking out of there. Cohen, I thought, snuck out of there, and Book's got to rebound better. I mean, his lack of strength has reared its ugly head, but we'll get through that. Because if it doesn't, if we don't get better by the next game, we'll get killed. And I mean that. I mean, they are very physical, very good, very well coached, a lot bigger, and they got as many or more players. Tennessee has great depth. So this was a good game in some ways because we played a team that moved the ball real well. I thought we moved the ball real well the first half. I thought the second half we took a couple bad shots. Even that shot Steven took, he's lost some inheritance money on that one. But I was happy and proud and excited, and our players were, that he got his 2 free throws and made them both. So he got the game ball, but other than that, we got some work to do, but there were some positives. 27 assists on 33 basket is a real positive. 11 turnovers, Jeremy had 4. They were kind of sloppy, but when you're playing that many people for the first time, there's not a real good feel for one another. So it was good. It was good in a lot of ways, and I thought they missed some shots they could have hit, but I thought they were very well coached and really moved without the ball. Questions?
I'm wondering about 2 things. One, early, and they're both kind of starting with the early part of the game. Do you kind of like that line change approach with the guys right now, with how they're playing together? And
No, I won't. Yeah, I won't do that. I mean, there'll be no hockey game here. I leave that to my man over there. But we just wanted to get everybody in. They did play together. There was an excitement. There was a nervousness. But we're not going to be able to do that on a regular basis. I might even do it the exhibition game again. That's something my staff and I'll talk about. But it gives me a chance to get everybody similar minutes in this game, which we did. We all did a decent job of that. It was from 21 or something to 15. But, by giving everybody a chance, and, Davis got to play some, and Steven and Nick got to play some, and because we know that that's not going to happen as often.
Yeah, I figured the second half was probably a little closer to what would be reality. But the second thing was the early pressure, the full court pickup. Is that something you feel you can do more with these guards?
Yeah, that's what we really want to do. I mean, Tyson is unbelievable, and that's against anybody. I was a little disappointed. I think AJ can do a better job than he did. And it was funny. I sat the freshmen down last night. We have a little walkthrough, and then we have a little free throw shooting, and which our team shot the highest we shot all year. We're almost 90 as a team. But I talked to the 4 freshmen about different things, and one was you're all cool and casual because you're all, but tomorrow you'll be nervous as hell when you take the floor, and your wind will probably go. I Jeremy was dying, and he's been in pretty good shape. And Book was dying when he went through the warm-up, so he's got to, those things are all normal. And so, we're going to have to rotate our guys, and we are going to pressure like that a little bit more. And then we didn't do it as well the second half. And so it's just something we got to keep working on and get better at it. Once we get a real rotation down, instead of, guys didn't know how to play together. Then they were playing with a lineup of sometimes 5 guards. I mean, it really created some problems for us on that pressure because Book had to be up, like his man took the ball up the court half the time. And so those are things that we won't have to deal with most of the time.
Hey Tom, good to be back. Great atmosphere. Talk about what you shared a couple days ago about leadership. I know it was just a few days ago, but is there any way to kind of track how the leadership is moving, particularly AJ, Malik, and what have you kind of gotten that time?
I thought did a pretty good job in that area. I thought, believe it or not, what was really encouraging, because it was one of the things Monty had each assistant coach write up 4 things that they wanted their guys to do. And one of them on Tyson was to lead a little bit better. And I thought he did a very good job of that. So, we got a little bit more, Jaden a little bit better. Malik's got to continue to communicate better. But that's going to be, communication is still a big part of this whole thing. And we got so many different guys playing, which won't always be the case. I mean, we'll play more than normal, but we're not going to play 12 guys, 13 guys. So as we go, hopefully we can do a little better job, and they can do a little better job because they have a feel who they're playing with.
All right, thank you.
Sorry, rookie mistake. With Jackson Kohler, obviously you're going to need somebody to step up and fill that void. What did you think about, I know you weren't happy with his free throw shooting tonight, but what did you think about Carson Cooper and what he did, and how has he grown over the course of the summer?
I loved Carson. I mean, he played as hard as anybody. He rebounded as well as anybody. He led us in rebounding, led us in points, led us in free throw misses. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. And he's, but you can see how much I think he's improved. And Marty, as crazy as it sounds, but Marty went 5 for 5 from the line and got 6 boards. And I guess he only played 17 minutes, so that's probably per minute a pretty good stats. We think we got to get more to Malik. That's normal. And Cooper was the star inside tonight. He played really well. I thought, Trey Elliman played really well. So there's some guys that played really well. He was one of them.
Tom, over here, Jeremy, 8 assists, but looking at the 4 turnovers tonight. Where's he at in terms of learning how to be aggressive, but also be smart?
Well, I think Jeremy's problem is he got tired tonight. I mean, he got really tired that first half, and I only knowing him a little bit, like I say, like Mateen. I mean, Mateen gets so jacked for games. He was like that early on too, and Jeremy was so excited to play. But 8 assists is really good. The 4 turnovers, there were some sloppy ones, and that was one of the things on his list. So he hasn't done that in practice as much, but first time out in front of people, it's different. And that team ran so many things with motion that it was hard to scout that team, and they did it very well, as good as anybody will play. I'm not saying the players are the same, but as far as the motion, I give them and them a lot of credit for that. That was difficult for us. And Jeremy, they got tired chasing, got tired pushing, and then got some sloppy turnovers. But he knows it, and he'll do better.
Hey, Coach Sid with Next Up Michigan here. Tonight I've seen a couple of errant passes, a couple of defensive lapses. With Tennessee, as you mentioned, a physical team coming in on Sunday, how do you learn from this the best possible way?
Yeah. Well, we're going to watch a ton of film because I think there's a lot of things we got from them. And we played Tennessee last year. Most of our veterans know what they're like. I mean, they'll climb into us like we climbed into them a little bit. And so we got a lot of work to do in 4 days, but that's the beauty of it. That's the reason you do it. It's going to be so good. And I still like playing one team where there are fans and one team normally it wouldn't be. But this even works out better for us because they'll come in here and it'll be a hell of a game, I hope. I mean, I hope we play well enough because we're still, those 4 freshmen are playing. I mean, they got some freshmen that aren't playing as much because they've got even more depth. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out. But we're gonna have to improve a lot on the boards. We're gonna have to improve a lot on, I think, some sloppy turnovers if we're gonna beat a team like that.
Coach, you talked about the depth on your team, which I think is probably the deepest since 2018 or maybe 2001. What's the ideal number that you want for a rotation?
Is that, do you want me to listen to you guys or to the fans or the, because remember last year you guys were worried we didn't have enough, now we're worried we have too many. I love you guys because then it's always a little controversial. What's the best number? You know, I'm hoping that we play 9, 10 guys. I really am. Because I'm hoping we do what he just said earlier, that we put some pressure on with the guards. You know, but I mean, that one year I think when Bograk is playing 10 minutes a game, I think we played 11 guys. If we wear ourselves down by playing hard, and Tyson's in the best shape of anybody, and he can just go. He's like an ever-ready bunny. Jaden's in pretty good shape too. The rest of the guys, I think, you know, realize tonight they're not in condition they need to be too, and it's fine because it's the middle of October and we got a long year ahead of us. But I don't know, you know, hey, there's a lot of coaches that tell you 8's the magic number. You know, we had 8 last year and it wasn't so good because, you know, you had those injuries and we're down to 8 guys that we played much. So I think we're in good shape where we are, and some guys are. I mean, there were some guys that didn't play good enough to play more minutes, and it's going to take a little time.
Coach, just wanted to ask about Fears as well.
Where are we? Oh, I'm sorry.
8 assists, scored just 2 points, but I was wondering what you saw from him as a facilitator.
Well, I love
tonight.
Jeremy. I've been probably as complimentary of Jeremy as anybody on our team, but tonight, you know, he struggled a little bit, which is so normal. I mean, didn't even faze me a bit because I knew he would, and yet struggling a little bit, he still looked damn good to me. I mean, he still did some things that I see that's going to make him a great guard. You know, but he's just trying to figure it out too, and he's playing with so many different guys, you know, and that's going to be a little bit of a challenge for these first couple of weeks ahead of us. No, I love Jeremy and I love Book. I mean, Book came in, hits a 3. I think it didn't matter and just knocked it down, and he did some good things. Had a couple blocks, that was good. He just physically, when they started banging him around under there, he's all of a sudden his size, he played smaller than he actually was, and he's got to play bigger than he actually is because he's got an incredible vertical jump too. You just didn't see it. It's not Cohen. Can't believe Cohen missed a dunk. You guys should write about that. That's ridiculous.
4 starters were on last year's team. Is this your starting lineup that you plan to have night 1, or is that 5th spot fluid?
You know, I mean, I don't know what our lineup. I mean, this looks like the best lineup to me right now. Because you know, I mean, Marty and Cooper are gonna share some time there, and you know, we'll work those other guys in. But as far as starters, it's my veterans. It's guys that have been through the wars. They've been through losses. They're illegal aliens because they actually failed and didn't leave. So it's really cool that they're still around and they've been through it all. And I think that's really going to help us in the long run. But it's hard to say, you know, the lineup might change. I might throw them in one huddle. You know, it's not last year, it's not the year before. I mean, I'm sick of finishing before April. So, you know, guys are going to have to play, and that's up to them, not up to me.
Do a couple more starting with Jack and then Chris.
Tom, as much as Marty has worked on his offense, took 7 shots tonight, made them all.
Yeah,
Did
that's
you
what I
ever-
told you, man. Offensive dynamo, Marty. You know, he did. He made a nice jump shot too. You know, and I mean, Marty has been really good on ball screen defense. Believe it or not, he did not do as good a job tonight on that. But he knew it too, and I absolutely love when a guy comes over and says, Jeremy, a freshman, says, my fault on that, coach, that wasn't Jaden's, I didn't switch. God, absolutely wanted to kiss the guy, you know, I mean, that was great, and I think Monty's the same thing, you know, a couple of step-ups, but he is better offensively, and Coop is better finishing than he was last year, you know, and it's a shame, because he's working on those free throws, guys, and now it's gonna triple in the next couple days, as I told him tonight, but he's working on it.
Could you have imagined Marty, free throw percentage 5 times as high as AJ?
I'll tell AJ that tomorrow, that'll tick him off. No, I can't imagine that, you know, and in fairness to AJ, honest to God, last night he shot 93, you know, we tracked him for 15 minutes, I think he was, you know, like 94 of 102 or something, you know, he shot the taillights out of it. So, I'm not worried about AJ this year as far as that goes, and he was good, I mean, he was, fun to coach, he was easy to coach, and yet he knows he's got to play a little better in some areas, but no problems with anybody right now.
When Cohen missed the dunk and then he
I had a problem with that.
What did you say to him? Cause
What the hell you doing? Embarrassing yourself. I said, your family and everybody else. No, I'm just kidding. I just said, what happened? He goes, I think I was up too high. I said, well, lower it down. He says, how do I do that? Good coach, didn't have a good answer for him, to be honest with you. So I just said, don't miss the next one. But, you know, you can see where he plays with some energy. You know, he's not freewheeling yet because I think he just doesn't know everything he's got to do. But, I mean, him and Booker, you know, and all those freshmen, and Norman's been hurt. He did okay, you know. He's got a ways to go yet, but he was hurt. And he sprained his ankle bad a couple days ago, so I didn't even know if he was going to play, to be honest. Yes.
You mentioned about Trey early, his ability to kind of float between the 1 and 2. I mean, there was something different. It seemed like confidence about it today.
You know, I can't believe. I'm glad you brought it up. Trey Holloman might have been the most steady. He guarded. Was 4 for 5, 1 for 2 from the 3, missed the free throw. He's a great free throw shooter. Only had 1 rebound, 4 assists, 1 turnover in 20 minutes. I mean, and he played both positions, which was really cool. Yeah, if you ask me who's been our most improved player in the year, he would be right up there. I've been very, sounds like I'm pleased with so many people, so if I go watch the film and get mad at some guys, I'll be getting soft myself, but he has done a good job, and he did a really good job tonight. Yes.
Coach, we got to see what makes Cohen exciting tonight. Where's he at defensively, and will that determine how much he's able to help you going forward this season?
You know, I don't think he's bad defensively, but sometimes we're playing him at the 3, sometimes at the 4. He's the one guy we're moving around a little bit, especially with Jackson out, and that's hard to do as a freshman to try to learn 2 positions, especially when he's switching on one and he's not on the other. I think all in all, he did a pretty damn good job considering that. Shooting's got to keep improving, which it will, but if he can defend and he can rebound, and that was the only area I thought he got, 1 offensive rebound and only 2 rebounds, is that right? Yeah, 3 rebounds. Not bad in 15 minutes, but not what he's capable of. And what we really look at is how many times did he go? And a lot of times he just got caught on the perimeter like people do. Jaden's still doing that, although Jaden's starting now to do a better job of going. And I think, what did he end up with? 6 boards, but no offensive. So he's getting there, and we'll get there. But I think we got some good combinations of guys at these positions that can rotate them in. What will the minutes end up? They're probably not going to be 50-50, but they're probably not going to be 90-10 either.
Thanks, Coach.
All set?
Anything else? Well, I promise you, Sunday will be a lot different. And I don't say that insulting to Hillsdale, because I thought they did a great job of moving the ball. I just think they were outmanned. But Sunday, they won't be outmanned. And Rick's a hell of a coach. And It's gonna be fun for him and I because it was last year. It'll be good for Maui. I think it's gonna be great for our fans. You know, how many times have we had 2 top 5 teams playing in here? Doesn't happen all the time, so I'm still, you know, hoping, because it wasn't on the season ticket package, I hope it's packed. I know it's getting close, but that'll be big too, since it wasn't on that. We gotta promote that a little bit, I guess, but I'm looking forward to it. I'll see y'all Sunday at 3:30. Is that what it is?
Yep.
See you at 3:30.